MATLAB means Matrix Laboratory, which was invented in the late 1970s by Professor Clive Moeller of University of New Mexico to make programming easy for his students. The MathsWorks Inc. was formed in 1984 by Moeller and Jack the Little. Now I am going to introduce about the MATLAB. MATLAB was invented in order to improve the quality of mathematical software, making it more accessible. It is a software package which can be used to perform analysis and solve mathematical and engineering problems. It has excellent programming features and graphics capability, which are easy to learn and flexible also. It is operated on matrices and vectors. The building blocks of MATLAB is array. It treats all the variables as matrices. Vectors are special forms of matrices and contain only one row or one column. Scalars are also matrices with only one row and one column. The MATLAB environment is mostly command oriented. When the key is pressed, the statement is executed. If a statement is terminated with a semicolon, no results will be displayed. Otherwise, the results will appear before the next prompt. In MATLAB, variable names especially are case sensitive. They can be made insensitive by typing some commands, which we will learn about them later. So now we are moving into the basics of MATLAB. As you all can see, here is a screenshot of the MATLAB window, and I will show you by running also in the MATLAB software. The main window on the right is called the command window. In the top left corner, you can view the Launchpad window and the Workspace window. The Workspace window will show you all the variables that you are using in your current MATLAB session. In the bottom left corner, you can see the Command History window, which simply gives you a chronological list of all the MATLAB commands that you used. The current directory window, which shows you the contents of the location of the directory you are currently working in. We have the help command, which is used when we need to know about any command from the directory. In MATLAB, you can also change the layout of the MATLAB window. To change the layout of the MATLAB window, you can select the view option, then desktop layout. In MATLAB, there are 6 different layout styles that can be chosen. So in MATLAB version, this is the command window, this is the workspace, and if you write anything in any operations or any commands in the command window, for example, if we operate this a equals to b plus 7, it will give you the answer. But if you want to delete your workspace and start a fresh one, you may type clear to delete all the things from the workspace, and then you may type clc clear the command window. So these two commands we will use many times. So I am introducing you to these new commands. Now we are moving into the operators, basic operators, which are mostly used in MATLAB. As you can see, we have the power operator, the multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and assignment operators. While you know the addition, subtraction, and assignment operator, you are now seeing in power, multiplication, division, there are two variations. One is the power one and the dot power. The only power one is used for multiplication of matrices. Power. So if square of matrices, for example, we are doing, then we will use only the power symbol here. And for individual elements, we will use dot power. Similarly, for multiplication of two matrices, we use the star, and for multiplication of individual ones, we use the dot star. Same goes for division. In MATLAB, we write any commands, any comments for executing. It starts with and ends with the percentage sign. Anything we write between this percentage sign will not be executed. For example, if we write a equals to 3 plus 7 between the percentage sign, that statement will not be executed, as MATLAB will treat that statement as a comment. The colon in MATLAB specifies the range. If we write x equals to 1 colon 5, then the output will come 1, 2, 3, 4 till 5. Semicolon in MATLAB can be used for two purposes. The first one is which suppresses the outputs, and the second one used as row separator in a matrix. Both of them we will learn in this session. In MATLAB, for graph plotting, we write the command plot x-axis and y-axis, or we can use the command stem. For customizing also, we can write x label, and for graph title, we can write the title. Now I will show how these all commands work. First, I'm showing you how to make an output of a signal or a waveform. As you all can see, by taking the inputs and plotting the sine graph, we are getting this waveform. We can zoom in and we can zoom out also in this graph. We can label the graphs also and give them a title. For example, if we give X label, as you all can see, the title has came sine graph as we have assigned it. The y-axis it came amplitude, and the x-axis it came the time.
So what was the code, sir?
Okay, 1 minute. The code was x equals to 0 colon 0.1 colon. As the colon specifies the range, I'm specifying in the range, and then I'm assigning the x value in the sine graph. As I'm taking y equals to sine of x, then I'm plotting the y graph.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So we have to take a screenshot of these all, or you will send the code as
I will
example.
send I will send the PPT which I'm presenting now,
Okay, sir.
and the recording might we can also send the recording to you all.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So could you please show the sine graph again? Just the graph, actual figure.
Okay. Okay, but I have just removed it. This one.
Thank you, sir. Okay, done.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute, Riddhiman. Uh, I'll request you to keep a pen paper sides you so that you can write some codes according to your own convenience, and you can also we can also give some questions regarding these things. So you have to also solve it there. So keep pen paper sides you, and also if you have some doubts during presentation, then you can write it on the chat box.
Okay. May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm moving into the rational and logical operators. We have six rational operators: less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. In MATLAB, whenever we use these six rational operators, we get the output as Boolean, like for true, for 1 and 0. Now we have three logical operators: not, and or. While in MATLAB, we have single ampersand, we have single ampersand and single or also, and double ampersand and double or. Single ampersand is used for matrices and double ampersand is used for individual elements. And similarly, single or is used for matrices and double or is used for individual elements. Now we are moving into the data representations in MATLAB. This title is appropriate because the structure for the storage of all the datas in MATLAB is a matrix. The MATLAB matrix variables may have any number of rows and columns. Scalars like the variables a and b that we worked with above are also stored as matrix variables with one row and one column. This is the reason that the variable a in our workspace is shown as a 1 into 1 matrix. For entering variables and m into m by n MATLAB matrix variable, where m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. For example, here variable a we have taken in the matrix 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Here a is a 2 into 3 matrix with 2 number of rows and 3 number of columns. The numbers 1 through 6 are called the elements of the matrix. The element on row 1 and 2 has the value 2. The element on row 2 and 3 has the value 6. We will create a matrix by typing a equals to 1 space or comma 2 space or comma 3 semicolon 4 comma or space 5 comma or space 6. We can in between matrices we can use either space or comma, but we will get the same output. We have to make sure that we separate the elements 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6 with a space or a comma. If we don't, MATLAB will think we created the vector A with the first element 123 and 456. Also, we have to use square brackets instead of parentheses. We can remove the matrix A by typing clear A, then recreate A by using A equals to second bracket 1, 2, 3, and now we will enter for the line break 4, 5, 6. Now I'm showing you an example. So you all can see we are getting the matrix with 2 rows and 3 columns. Similarly, as we have used space, we can also use comma here. We are getting the same output, but we have to use either of them. As you all can see that the semicolon is used as a line break. Instead of semicolon, we can hit the enter also for the next space. For example, like this. You all can see the line break here, the semicolon and the enter button gives also the same result. So we have learned that instead of space, we can also use a comma to separate the elements. The semicolon in this context is used to separate the elements of one row from another. But we can also use a line break to separate rows as shown here. In MATLAB, if we type something wrong, which are not according to the syntax, similar to that of how we do our C programming and various programming languages. It also gives error messages. Like if our command is invalid, MATLAB also gives error message, and it shows us the explanatory error messages, like where the code went wrong and what it needs to get corrected. So we have to read them carefully. Now, if we create a matrix V with 1, 2, 3, now we will use the size function to check that V has 1 row and 3 columns. Size is an example of a MATLAB function. As you all can see, we have created a matrix V with elements 1, 2, and 3. And when we are assigning it to the function size for the matrix V, it gives the number of rows, which is 1, and the number of columns, which is 3. So this is the function of the size matrix. You can type any matrix, and by assigning the sign function to that matrix, you can get the number of columns and the number of rows. So here for the size function, the first number returned gives the number of rows in the variable, and the second number gives the number of columns. Like we can enter any row in any matrix of any size, and we can use the size function to get the number of rows and the number of columns. For example, here also we can check for the column vector C, which is 1, 2, 3. But as the rows are getting changed, while writing it in second brackets, we have to use the line breaker space or the semicolon. And then we can use the size function to check the number of rows and the number of columns. As you all can see that it gave the answer 3 and 1. 3 is the number of rows and 1 is the number of columns. While you can see in the workspace, the values are getting assigned. In the previous one, as we have got 1 and 3, previously the number stored in n was 1 and 3. But when we again ran the value for this one, it came 3. So you all can see that the command which we run, the value for or the result gets overlapped by the previous one. Now, changing of matrices. Just as with scalars, we can also change a matrix simply by defining it to be something else. We already unsuccessfully tried this when we tried to change A. Let's type A for here. Example, the matrix A, we have the elements 11, 22, 33, and 44. To make A become the 2 into 2 matrix. As you all can see, the matrix A, as we have assigned earlier, the values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in the workspace, the values are A for 1, 2, 3, semicolon, 4, 5, and 6. If we again assign for A, the values for A gets changed to 11, 22, 33, and 44. So the value got overlapped by the previous one. Now we will move into the basic arithmetic operations in MATLAB. We have here two matrices A and B with value, as you all can see, 1, 2, 0, 1 and 4, 2, 3, 5. By verifying on paper, we can see the product of matrix A and B, AB will be 10, 12, 3 and 5. But as we all know, the multiplication of AB is possible because the number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. Matrix multiplication is generally not commutative. Commutative means AB equals to BA. So it is of no surprise if we find BA of another value, as we have found A into B, this value BA will be of another value. So we will now check it by first I will show you that multiplication of AB is possible, as I have told you. Now we will create matrices A and B in MATLAB. We will type A multiplied B. As I have said earlier only, the multiplication operator is, this one is only used for multiplication of arrays, and the dot multiplication is used for multiplying individual elements. We can also try out A plus B. Similarly, subtraction also A minus B. And for division also, we can try out this. Okay. We are assigning the matrix A. So we have got our matrix A. Now we will assign matrix B. We have got matrices A and B. We will now execute the multiplication of two arrays, two matrices. You all can see we have got our matrices of the product of two matrices. Now we will run B into A. As we have discussed earlier, the value for A into B and B into B are not the same. The addition for A matrices A and B, we have also got those. Similarly, subtraction. Similarly, we can multiply it by any individual elements like 3 or 2. So these are the basic arithmetic operations in matrices in MATLAB. Now we are moving into in touch with variables. As you all can see, the values which we assign presently to our matrices, it overlaps the previous values. But all the we have not lost the previous values also. We can type who to see all our matrices, the command who, and we can type whos with additional s to see a more complete description, including sizes of all our stored data. From this description, we can check that V is a row vector and C is a column vector also. For deleting matrices, we can remove the matrix B and the vector V by typing clear BV. We can also change the matrix A by typing A equals to 2. We can check that A is now scalar, the previous matrix A is lost, and again we change the size for the value of elements. For matrix variable A, the size is now 1 into 1. It is the same thing that I told you earlier, that if we give new values into the matrix A, the previous values will be overlapped by the new one, but they will not be lost, they will be stored in MATLAB. We can also type the clear, as I told you at the beginning of the session, the command clear, to remove all our variables. In MATLAB, generating few variables have been made easy by few functions, important functions. For example, zeros. The command for this one is zeros m comma n, which creates an n into n matrix whose elements are equal to 0. All of them are 0, and m into n, m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. You can type zeros 2 comma 3, which creates a matrix of number of rows 2 and number of columns 3. Similarly, ones, it will whose elements, every element in the matrix is equal to 1. Like I creates an identity matrix like 1 0 0 1. Diagonally, the elements are 1. For the function rand m comma n creates an m into n matrix whose elements are all random numbers between 0 and 1. Now we will see the use of these functions. As you all can see, by zeros 2 comma 2, the number of columns is 2 and the number of rows is also 2. As here you can see in ones, it is fully filled with number element 1 and the number of columns is also 2 and the number of rows is also 2. For identity matrix, we will type the function, use the function I with suppose 3 comma 3. As you all can see, diagonally 1 is present in identity matrix. For rand, it gives every element, any possible element, any possible between 0 and 1. Let's take this 5 comma 5. As you all can see, present between 0 and 1. Now we have a problem here. We have to create a matrix 5 into 5 1 with random numbers as we have created earlier only. Now we have to add it to a diagonal matrix with diagonal elements equal to 2. So we are, as I of only 5 into 5 gives a identity matrix with diagonal elements 1. If we want diagonal elements 2, we will simply multiply it with 2, which gives 2 multiplied by 1, 2 only in the diagonally. So we will run it. As you all can see, the matrix A and matrix B have been added in here. Matrix A is the random between 0 to 1 and matrix B is the diagonal elements is 2. So you all can see it has been added. We will now see the use of colon operator, which is used as a way of generating row vectors. The colon is used a lot in MATLAB. One of its functions is to generate sequences of equally spaced numbers in a row vector. If we type h equals to 10 colon 2 colon 20, we can see that we have created a row vector h with elements starting at 10 and increasing in steps of 2 up to 20, like 10, 12, 14, 16, so on. You can see that we don't need brackets here. Like we have, as we used earlier in matrices, we use the second brackets, but here we don't need any sort of bracket. If the step size is negative for sequences like 9 colon minus 1 colon 5, it decreases. For example, like it decreases by 1. For 9 minus 1 is 8, so 9, 8, 7, 6 till 5. Now for r equals to 50 colon 55, as nothing is given here, it only increases by 1. It is by default only. 50 plus 1, 51, 52, 53, 54, like so on. MATLAB suppresses the output of a command if you finish the command with a semicolon. As we have read earlier the two uses, it suppresses the output. So we have learned the two uses of semicolon, as we have one is used in matrices for generating rows, and here it suppresses the output. By typing this, we can see starting one is 10 and it increases by 2 till 20. Similarly, age 10. Decreases by 1, 10 minus 1, 9, 8, 7 till 2. If we write h equals to 10 till 20, only increases by 1 by default till the value 20. So we will now move into the next part. We will be building larger matrices from the smaller ones. Like if we create the matrices A and B with the values assigned here, now we will type C equals to A space B or A comma B. As we all know, the use of space and comma in the matrix is same only, so we can use either of them. Now if we type D with A comma B, A space or comma B and semicolon B space or comma A, we should see that MATLAB places the matrix B and A below the matrix AB, and so it called it D. Now we will check it out by typing the commands here, so it will be easier for you to understand. So you all can see we have created the matrix A and B. As we have not used the semicolon, it is assigned side by side only, because semicolon is used as the line breaker or it moves to the next row. But here semicolon is not used, so it is assigned side by side only, which gives the size of the matrix C with number of rows 2 and the number of columns 5. Now we will see the matrix for D. As you all can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the matrix A, tier 1, as B is by side only, the -8, 7, -7, -6, this one is presented here. This matrix is similar to the one C here. And as semicolon is used, so line break, we have got a line break here, and B matrix is written first, like B1 is -8, -7, -6, -5, this one is written first. And the matrix A, 1, 2, 3, 4 is written next. So we can build larger matrices by this method from smaller matrices. Now we will learn how to change the values of the individual elements in matrices. The individual elements in a variable can be identified using the index numbers. For example, the element 3 in the matrix A can be referred to as A 2, 1. Here for in matrix A, the element A is 2, 1. Because it is the first element of the second row of A. Note that the row and column indices are separated by a comma or a space. But in this changing values of individual elements, you have to use a comma. By giving space, you will get an error message. Now we will try out this one also. If we type the matrix D, 4, 4. First will be changed by 10. We can see for matrix 4, number of row 4 and number of column 4. The value 3 is changed to 10, as we have written the changed value to 10. The matrix, the individual element in that column and row has changed to 10. We can also type A2 equals to A1 colon 2 or comma 1 to extract the first column of A and store it in A2. If we don't write A2, the answer will not be stored in A2. It will be given as the answer one, like this. it will be assigned as the only answer here, like this. But if we store it in D2, D2 will be stored in the matrix D2 with 10. So the two matrices D and D2 will differ. In D, we will have 3 and D2 will have 10. We could also have achieved this by typing A2 equals to A colon comma 1. The colon operator identifies all of the first column, taking the first element in all of the arrays. Similarly, if we write like A2 comma colon, which identifies the whole of the second row of A. But here colon identifies all of the first column and of the first column, and here it identifies whole of the second row. Similarly, if we type A minus 1 comma 1 equals to 23, for example, however, if we use an index which is above the maximum dimension of the matrix is enlarged and all the elements are set to 0. We will type A 4 comma 4 also. The extra elements are set to 0 by default. As we have shown you how to exchange the values of 3 and 10, it is similar to that only. Now we will move into the transposing matrices and vectors. The transposing matrices and vector, the operator single quote is used to find the transpose of a variable or a matrix. For example, if we set up a column vector of the first 10 whole numbers by writing 1 colon 10 single quote, then we can get the output like A equals to So it is transpose. If we wrote 1 colon 10, we would give by side in a row vector. As we have used the single quote for transposing the whole matrix A, we got a column vector. Now we will learn the usage of by solving linear algebra using matrices in MATLAB. As you all can see, we have got the two equations A plus 2B equals to 1 and A minus B equals to 4. So here we have the unknown variables are A and B, and the coefficients of are for the first equation for A is 1, for B is 2, and here for A is 1 and B is minus 1. So the coefficients will be arranged in one matrix, naming them A, matrix A, like A 1, 2, and here 1 also, and here minus 1. The unknown variables will be used in a column matrix, assigning them to X, and 1 and 4 will be assigned to a column matrix, naming them to B. Now we will use this one to solve the systems of linear equations for Ax equals to B for the value X. In X, we have A and B, so we'll get the values of unknown variables A and B by using these formulas. So here we can see the function, the operator and the function use X equals to A backslash B. As we remember, for division we use the front slash. In here we use the black slash. Similarly, instead of backslash, we can also use ML divide A comma B. So if A to solve, if A is scalar, A backslash B is equivalent to A dot backslash B. If A matrix is a square n by n matrix and B is a matrix with n rows, then X equals to A backslash B is the solution to the equation A multiplication X equals to B if it exists. And thirdly, if A is a rectangular m by n matrix with m not equal to n, and B is a matrix with m rows and the n columns, then A backslash B returns a least square solution to the system of equation Ax equals to B. Now we will run this to show you how this works. Similarly, and I'm showing you this also. If similarly we solve the linear equation for x a equals to b, we can alter the denominator and numerator for this one, b and a, and similarly ml divide the b and a will be, their change places will be altered. But you have to keep in mind that this one is for a into x equals to b, and this one is for into a equals to b. As the multiplication of matrices is not commutative, so that's why the approach is different for both of them. So here you are getting the result for x a backslash b. As x is the column vector of a and b, we are getting the value of the unknown variables a and b. For a it is 3 and for b it is minus 1. So by typing this command in one line only or within a few seconds, you can find the solution for the system of the linear algebra. Similarly, a matrix inverse can also be found. The function used is inf inv. If we assign a matrix X and we write the function in inv for the matrix X, the inverse of the matrix X will be calculated and stored in Y. Similarly, x to the power minus 1 is equivalent to inverse of x. X equals to a backslash b is computed differently than x inverse of a into b and is recommended for using in solving linear equations. So both of them are computed differently, but this one invert by finding first the inverse of a and then multiplying it with b, it is recommended in solving in linear equations. So if you are given two equations and you have to find the unknown variables like a and b or more complex equation, so you must use this function or this statement or command to run and find the unknown variables. Let me first show you the example for inverse x. Just a sec. Okay, sorry, I've taken 2 into 3, that's why. For inverse, we have to take a square matrix. As you all can see, gave the inverse of matrix X. Now we are moving into the rank and eigenvalues in MATLAB. So basically, what is the rank of a matrix? The rank of a matrix is defined as A, the maximum number of linearly dependent column vectors in the matrix, or point B, the maximum number of linearly independent row vectors in the matrix. Both the definitions are equivalent, but for an row into column matrix, if row is less than column, then the maximum rank of the matrix is R. Similarly, K equals to rank of A returns the rank of a matrix A. We can also use Sprank to determine the structural rank of a sparse matrix. K equals to rank A, comma, toll specifies a different tolerance to use in the rank computation. The rank is computed as the number of singular values of A that are larger than toll. As you all can see, we have taken the matrix A 3, 2, 4, -1, 1, and 2, and 9, 5, and 10. By simply writing rank for A, we are getting the rank of the matrix A equals to 2. Similarly, for eigenvalues of matrix A, what are the eigenvalues? Basically, when we write the characteristic equation of the matrix A, that is A minus lambda I, where I is the identity matrix, then we expand the determinant. Then the polynomial equations which are formed in lambda, though the roots of those equations are the eigenvalues. For example, here we have taken the eigenvalue A space 2 and semicolon 2 space 3.999. We can calculate through COND this command or eigen of A this command. So as we have all learned about the basic functions, arithmetic operators, and how to use it, we will be writing it. We will learn how to retrieve our work. Okay, wait. Let me show a few examples of rank and eigen. As you all can see, by taking the command I of A, we are getting the answer. Also, you can see the various functions of these commands by writing help command. Help, for example, help I. You can see many functions of I are given. For example, equals to IA produces a column vector E containing the eigenvalues of a square matrix. V comma D equals to I of A. So basically, if you write this, you can get a detailed description of any function which you are about to use or you are planning to use. For rank, as you all can see, by typing the rank of A, you are getting the rank of the matrix A. Similarly, by writing the command help rank, you can get a detailed description of the rank function here also. Okay, now we are moving on to the next part. As we have wrote so many commands, how we can retrieve our work, as the new values are also coming, which are overlapping the previous values. So all the variables that we created in MATLAB session are stored in MATLAB's workspace only. So upon exiting MATLAB, this workspace will be deleted. So we have to save our workspace if we want to use it in later MATLAB sessions. We can select save workspace as under file on the menu. A save window will come up. We can check that the correct folder is given. We can type in the name we wish to use for the workspace file. For example, if we write lab1 or lab2 and save that file. So MATLAB automatically selects the .mat extension for the workspace files. In MATLAB, the files are saved with the extension .mat. We can type clear to delete our workspace. We can type who to check that our workspace is empty or check our workspace window. We can retrieve the saved workspace using import data under the file. We can type who again to check that all our variables are back in the workspace or not, or check the workspace window. So we use the import data option to load mat files back into the memory. So the basic function of import data is to load .mat files back into the memory of the MATLAB or your system. The command dir, which is dir, gives you the list of all the files that are in your current directory. The command what gives you the files in the current folder relevant to MATLAB only. We can try them both. So now I've kept three numericals for you all. You can try it and write the code in the chat box also, or you can unmute yourself and tell how to solve it.